Plan.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to Creating Beyond with Chandana Anand Bawa, one of the best people I have known on earth. And
Oh my God! Thank you so much, sweetheart. One of the best करके बहुत मुश्किल कर दिया.
नहीं, kindest. I think, you know, something that I really love about Chandana is the kindness that she bees. She will not say, okay, you know what? She will not sugarcoat anything for you. She's not going to make anything comfortable for you. She will make sure she kicks your butt every now and then. The last 2 weeks that I was sick, she's like, listen, okay, I know I'm here for you, but what is this that you're creating in your body? You don't need to do this. And I was like, yeah, I don't. And she was there to nurture me as well as kick my butt. I wonder what creating beyond in relationship would be like.
Maybe a little bit of both, right? Kicking the butt and nurturing. That's probably what relationships are all about, right? A little of both. Right. So thank you, girls. Thank you, Manleen, for coordinating and putting this together. It's just so wonderful of you. And thank you. Immense gratitude, sweetheart. And when we actually were talking about this class, it was more of there was this interesting energy of, you know, relationships. Okay, what is it people are asking for? Are people even looking for a relationship class? Yes, they are. Yes, it's so huge in our universe. Yes, it's like, whoosh, yeah, we are all asking for relationships, for more ease with our relationships, more fun, something that we all know is possible. Yet we all look at it as something that is not there for us. Maybe our neighbor can have it. Maybe our friends can have it. If we had that one little thing, our relationship would be great. Right? So many of us come from that space of only if that one little thing I had. Only if. So let's just go straight into it. Let's just dive into it, right? So everywhere that you're waiting for the ifs and buts and the becauses, the reasons why you're so unhappy, which has you maintaining the unhappiness. Can we please just try and uncreate it all?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all night shots, boys and beyonds. So yes, I know Manleen and I were talking about this, and Manleen and I said, let's just bring it out. Let's just bring that little intro out. You know, let's give people a little taste of what is relationships for you and what is really possible in the world. And guess what? The world kind of includes you, right? So if it's possible for the world, it may.
I'm saying what is creating beyond for me? Yeah.
Right. And talking about creating beyond, it's my specialized class, which has really been, I don't want to use the non-access word of saying it's really close to my heart, but you know what? It is. It really is. It's a little special. It's like my little baby, because when I created Creating Beyond, I created it with a completely different name. I made the class, I called it Creating Beyond Religion, Ethnicity and Culture. And for me at that time, it was really big because I wanted, without asking what anybody was asking for, I wanted people to get that there is more to our life, and there is more to this reality beyond all those things that we use to restrict us. What if all those restrictions were contributions? And that was where, you know, religion, ethnicity, and culture came in, because most of us have used these three things as a limitation. But I wanted to bring it to the world that, guys, what if this is a big contribution? Strangely enough, nobody chose. Nobody chose the class. And it was really funny because I was like, the world. It was not creating what I probably as cute.
नीचे करो नीचे
Can we please have everyone mute?
Chandana, if you could make Manleen or Shruti the host, or help you with
I can unmute it.
Okay. Manleen, should I make you the host?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Thank you for that. That puts so much. Right.
पास तो
Yeah.
Way too irrational for this reality. And then I remember in the advanced body class it was first in the COP that I went and showed the class to Gary, and he said, wow, this is phenomenal. And at that time, it was called Religion, Ethnicity, and Culture. And I still remember the look he gave me. And he gave me a look of, interesting, I wonder what that'll create. It didn't have a look of, it was more of a, I wonder look, And I got that, and I was like, what is he aware of? I really, truly was asking. And then I remember I spoke to Dane also. I said, the class is great. It has got such a fabulous energy. It's not dead, yet it's not having people choosing the class. So he just told me one thing. He said, just be in the question. Keep asking questions around the class. See what changes. And the stubborn person I am, and I think Manleen knows that, when I'm asking to change something, I will ask again and again and again till I change it. Right, Manleen? I did exactly that again
and it's always worked for you.
It works for me, absolutely. I'm not giving up, guys. So I was in the advanced body class in Paris, and I asked Gary yet again. I said, you know what? This is not an advanced body class question, but it's something that I'm asking to change. And if it's something that I can, that if my body is stepping in, if my body is stopping that from getting created, I want to be able to change that, whatever that is. So I told him how I had named it, Creating Beyond Religion, Ethnicity, and Culture, and how I'm looking at changing the name, and how I'm saying I was looking at probably, it's not the name, it's something else is asking for. And he just told me one thing. He said, you know what, sweetheart? Just go, do what you want to with the class. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's got an energy. It's got the creation. Be willing to give people what they're asking for. And when I got home from Paris after that, I was still in the question as to, okay, what does that mean? I changed the question. He didn't tell me change it. He didn't tell me, no, don't change it. Now what do I do? What do I ask? What do I ask? And I remember we were just sitting, all of us were sitting together, and it just popped, like one of those popcorns which go pop, those corns which go pop. It literally popped in my head. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Just get that out and let it be creating beyond. Let it just be creating beyond anything that you are looking to create beyond. And I want to share the joy, and I want to share the gratitude to all of you, because this class has now taken off so beautifully. I mean, people are asking me for more of it, because it's something that is just, it's literally the class literally gives you what you're asking for. So I remember I had a Creating Beyond with Money in Business, and it was so phenomenal that I finally had a manual made out of it. And then we had our first Creating Beyond Relationships in Chandigarh, which Manleen so beautifully coordinated. And thank you for that, Manleen. And again, we have a manual getting created from there. And now it's like, okay, we asked Creating Beyond, what are people asking for? Ding dong, relationships. So that's how this class of Creating Beyond with relationships is now showing up. So what is it with relationships that has actually brought you to this call? Okay, my story over. Let's hear yours. What is it that has actually brought you on this call that has to do with relationships or not? Anybody wants to unmute themselves? I'm so
Hi,
sad.
Chandana.
Hi, darling.
Anupama here.
Hi, Anupama.
So basically, the kind of relationship I want to create for myself, with myself, and with someone else, I always see a lot of barriers because I just feel I'm not good enough for myself and for someone else that I want to be with. Um, and that not being good enough is maybe because of fear of a physical relationship, or getting attached to someone so much that you may not be able to be yourself with, like maybe the person won't understand me,
Right.
and so I'm not good enough at the end of the day. That stops me from making myself important to myself, and cannot believe that I can be important to someone else also. So that's a barrier I have, which I'd like to change.
You know, sweetheart, I want to ask you something here. In all that you said, what was there? Were there conclusions? Were there judgments?
Yeah, I have a lot of that
Yeah.
about myself and about.
Was there
I,
any wonder? Was there any wonder? Was there any question as to what is this?
um,
Can I change this? You know, the simple questions of just changing something that's not working for you. I mean, did
uh,
you, okay, let me ask you this question. Did you conclude it's your barriers? Or did you ask, is this a barrier?
mm, I didn't ask. I'm still not in the ask yet, but I concluded that it is a barrier.
Right? Yes, sweetheart. That's the energy I got. So when
Right.
you're concluding that it is a barrier, you're really not being in the question of what is this? You know, those four
Okay.
magical questions that we talk about. The first one, which is what is this, is a question that I would really request all of you to use as much as possible continuously to change anything in your life. Because when you ask what is this, you instantly put yourself into question.
Okay.
You get that? So before going to any difficult questions or any big worded questions and saying, oh, I don't get the questions right, you can get this question right, isn't it? What is
Right.
this? Yeah. So what is, just ask for fun, ask with the wonder. Okay, so what is this? What is this that has this showing up constantly? Is this me or is this somebody else? Is it your barrier, sweetheart, or is it somebody else's barrier that you are aware of?
But I'm always wondering, like, why is it
You
that?
never answered my question.
Oh, sorry,
Is this
sorry.
your barrier or is it somebody else's barrier that you are aware of?
I think a bit of both.
Okay. So do your barriers go up when you have people around you who have barriers up?
Um,
Truth.
yes.
So what can you do to change that?
Lower my barriers first.
Yes. Yes, sweetheart. Yes.
Okay.
What if you could just lower your barriers? That could have everybody around you lower their barriers. How
Mm,
much of you could you now receive if you lowered your barriers to you?
mm, okay.
I mean, how many of our barriers are up because we have the judgments of ourselves? We have the barriers that we want to hide a part of us that we've judged as not good enough. That's what a barrier is, right? It's a form of protection that we've told ourselves that if I don't allow somebody to see this, I'll be okay.
Right. Right.
That's what a barrier. You run to a barrier in the form of a protection. But do you really require that? You only require
Okay.
that when you judge a part of you as not good enough,
Right.
right? So you putting your barriers down, could that have others putting their barriers down? By
Mm,
you putting your barriers down, Anupama, it's you receiving all of you.
mhm. Okay.
And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes. Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyond. Thank you for your question. Thank you for the vulnerability, darling.
Thanks, Chandana.
You're welcome.
There's a question from Meena. Meena, you would like to ask? I'll just start. Accepting others for what they are. At times, it's difficult to be in allowance of what they are. How do I move into allowance?
How? Stand on one foot, pull the left ear, stand on your right leg, close one eye, and say allowance, allowance, allowance. That's a tough way. If you want it easy, just be an interesting point of view, darling. Something that really changed for me, Meena, and I would love to share that with you, is maintaining a gratitude journal. You know, it's as parents, as wives, as, let's just talk about relationships, as friends, as a grandmother, as anything, a grandchild, or whatever you are in that relationship. It's very easy to go into judgment, because our reality has been based on judgments. I mean, you can create a relationship if you base it on judgments. Do you know what you don't want? Very easy to know that. But if I ask you, are you aware of what you would like to have in your relationship? It's just easier to go to, I don't want a man who's an alcoholic. I don't want a man who takes drugs. I don't want a man who's a womanizer. I don't want a man who's not got enough money to give me a good life. Right? I mean, we have the don't wants, a long list which we can go to so easily. What you're really looking for in your relationship, either not looking for, either looking for, becomes one of the greatest limitations in your creating a relationship. And I'm going to repeat that because a lot of people don't get what I said. They're like, music. Thank you, Archana. Okay. So what I was saying was, when you have defined something as something that you don't want in a relationship, or that you definitely want in a relationship, that becomes the biggest limitation in your creating the relationship that you are looking to create, that you know is possible, that you know you can have. So everywhere that you are operating from the agendas of what you should have and what you should not have in your relationship, what you will have and what you will not have, that has you creating the limits, that has you choosing the limitations in your relationships, can you all please destroy and uncreate it all? Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Relationships is something, friends, that I really want to share here with you. It was never meant to be. It was never meant to be the pain and the anxiety and the trauma and the drama. Two people get together. Why do 2 people get together? Let me ask you that question first. Why do they get together? What is that little pull, that little tug? I mean, there's a need for a man, and then there's a tug which pulls a man into your life. So in this class, we do talk a lot about coming from the space of need and needy and tugging it gently into your life. That's a very, very big space that actually Creating Beyond has created with its classes, because that's something that I really, in my few years of facilitation, I have noticed that when we get that clear, it actually has you actualizing all your asks. What energy are you using to tug what you're asking for into your life? Is it the energy of desperation? Is it the energy of being needy? Is it the energy of fear or being fearful? Or is it just an energy of a gentle tug? Everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that times a godzillion. Will you all destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, call 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Okay. Cool.
Hi, Chandana.
Question from
Hi.
Myself, Raseshvari. I'm not well, actually.
Hi, Raseshvari. What's up, darling?
Yeah. Actually, since morning, I'm passing this watery stool and not able to get up from the bed even. And my body is saying it's not mine, but it says that it needs detox or slow. Don't want to take pills. And I don't know what to do. I was just saying, what else? What else? I'm not getting exactly. And suddenly, I don't know, I was not able to open this WhatsApp also since morning. And the moment I opened, I saw your link of this class, and I opened it. Though I was not like able to, I'm literally in I shouldn't use that word pathetic, but when you talk about relationship, I was thinking that this time I don't need any relationship class. I need something, related to health. But suddenly this thing came to me. Yes, I want to create a relationship with my body beyond everything. So maybe I don't know. Uh, how can you help me? But I'm here. Yeah.
Sweetheart, when you... Let me ask you a question. Did your body already go into release?
Yeah.
Is your body aware of the class?
No.
Was your being aware of the class?
Yes.
So was your body asking you to be in class?
I don't know. Confused.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So are you willing to now ask your body, what is it that you require? Body, what can I be for you? Body, what can I be for you that can have us having the ease with the release? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes,
Right
please.
and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. When we talk about relationships is with your body. Relationships is with you. Relationships is with people around you. Relationships is with your business. Relationships is with money. I mean, I had asked a question before this, which I very smartly went on to something else. That's my crazy ADHD behavior. Okay, so what if I had asked you this question earlier? Why do we go into relationships, right?
Yeah.
What is that? We create a relationship with somebody, so we both, whether it's a husband and a wife, whether it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend, whether it's a mother and a daughter, whether it's a father and a son, a mother and a son, whether it's a grandmom and whatever the relationship, whether it's you and your business, whether it's you and your body, you create the relationship so that both of you can create something greater than what you alone can.
Yeah.
That's the only purpose of a relationship, sweetheart. And if you're not doing that, then your relationship is not working. And you have a choice. You either change it, you get into another relationship, or you ask to change it. Now, when it's with your body, you really want to ask to change it. A great, great tool to use is to destroy and uncreate your relationship with your body every night. That in itself can change so much for you.
Okay.
In fact, destroying and uncreating everything that your relationship is with you, with your body, with your friends, with your loved ones, with your business, with anything, put their names in every night, can have you destroying and uncreating all the limitations that you operate from. that can have you creating a brand new space every morning. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and fog, call 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. You're welcome. So yeah, I mean, relationships, breathing beyond with relationships is this class which has this, it creates the space of you looking at what is, not you looking at what you would like it, but you actually looking at what is. You can only change something, guys, when you're willing to look at it. You cannot change it if you don't look at it and you keep asking questions. I mean, you could keep asking questions. What will it take to change? What will it take to change? What will it take to change? But if you're not willing to look at it, if you're not willing to acknowledge what it is, how are you going to really change it, guys? You got to look at it and say, oh my God, this sucks, man. And then ask, what will it take to change this? Right? And we have lots of questions on bodies, I see. I think Isha just had a right body for you intro. Guys, that's a wonderful class.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous class. I know how much it changed in my body when I did it with her. Do it with anybody, but just choose that class, guys. It's a beautiful class. And when I did it with Isha in Chandigarh, it was really strange because, I mean, we're going on to a different topic here, but it's a relationship that I have fought. I have fought a relationship with my body for many years. And many of you who've known me since I started with Access know how pathetic my relationship with my body was. And I mean, because of that relationship, I had I had something known as fibromyalgia for over 22, 23 years, which I couldn't change. And when I started with Access, with using the tools, I actually looked at my body and I wanted to change stuff that didn't work for me. I didn't know how because I so lived like a victim. And it was only after I did the classes and I got to that space of where being the victim is one of the greatest killers. It's a destroyer. It destroys you. It destroys your life. It destroys your living. It destroys your body. And I changed a lot after doing the classes of Access. Yet when I sat in Chandigarh with Isha in that class, I was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to sit in this class. Can I go for coffee? Can I go get myself something to drink? I was like, just not wanting to sit in class. It was so strange. And she looked at me and she said, Mom, can you just sit? And I'm like, yeah, I just come back. And she was like, sit down, Mom. And that's when I was willing to put my barriers down and I was actually willing to ask her that what is this that has me so resisting being in this class? And the fear that showed up and what the awareness that showed up was, I still had so much fear which I wasn't aware of, which I had hidden somewhere, that the pain would come back. Because that was what I had defined as my relationship with my body. So what have you defined as your relationship with your body, with your partner, with your children, that has you hiding from what you could actually be receiving? Everything that is times of God's silly, will you all destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and fog, online shots, boys and beyonds.
Chandana, this is Shruti. Hi.
Thank you. I just need
Hi.
to thank you first for the phenomenons you are, Chandana,
Thank you for being in my life, darling.
and being the kindness as Reshma just mentioned. You were just talking about we cannot change something until we look at it. So there are times when we are just asking questions and we are, just revolving around that, and then nothing seems to actually change. So what do you mean by look at it? What was that? That really had some depth to it.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for catching on to that, Shruti.
That
Yeah,
was
I wonder how many
beautiful.
actually got onto that. Yes, because when you're willing to look at something, you're willing to
Mhm,
acknowledge it for what it is.
mhm,
That is what acknowledgement is. Acknowledgement is not just telling somebody or telling yourself, oh, I'm good at this and I'm not good at this. Or looking at something and saying, oh, you're good at this and oh, you're not good at that. That's just a form of judgment. Acknowledgement is having no point of view about what they're doing, but looking at it as something that they are doing. When we have a judgment of what they are doing, then that's not looking at it. That is judging them. That is making them wrong and having an expectation of something different. And that's when we come from the expectations. You get that?
mhm. Yeah. So for me, Chandana, it's always been that my relationships with everyone around me, I make it more greater. It's like for me, I would divorce myself and honor Chandana more.
I know that. How much of fun do you have with that?
I think
Yeah,
that's a perennial problem with a lot of us. I think
Yeah.
we give more importance because I think for me also sometimes I feel I fear to lose the person. So I rather have the person than have myself in that space or awareness.
So are you willing to change all of that, guys?
yes,
Yes,
Are you willing to honor yourselves?
I would love to, but I don't know how to do that.
I know, again, we don't know how to do it. You got to come to an access class and then I can give you all the answers.
I
Right on
wish.
with that popcorn night shots, boys and
yeah.
beyonds. What if you could just choose to honor you? Honor you does not mean I don't give a fuck about you, I'm right. That's not, that really is not honoring you, right? That's more of, um, that's more of a space of coming
I
from a
don't
lot of
care.
judgments. Yeah, it's coming from a space of I don't care about you, I don't care about
Hmm.
anybody, and that anybody always includes you. So you're actually not caring about you, right? True honoring is really being the kindness to you with having no point of view about you, about all the choices that you've made that you have judged as wrong. Honoring you is telling yourself, okay, I made some interesting choices that didn't work for me, and I made some great ones that worked for me. What choice can I make in these 10 seconds that can create the future that I am asking for? I mean, what energy are you all aware of that has brought you to this call? You are all aware of an energy with relationships. That's a possibility. If you were not aware of that energy as a possibility, you guys wouldn't be on this call. You would be, oh, वो तो possible भी नहीं है, जाके क्या करना? For people whose reality is that they are not going to receive a relationship class. You get that? You see how it functions. You are aware of it. Are you willing to acknowledge that awareness, guys? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate that,
Yes.
please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock on 9 shots, boys and beyond. So that is what it is. That is what acknowledging your relationship for what it is and then asking to change it. Honoring you is you not willing to divorce you. You know the 5 elements of intimacy? What energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be? To be the 5 elements of intimacy, I truly be with me for eternity.
Wow.
Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and talk, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, that's really running on a lot of you.
Thank you, Chandana.
That's probably the
Yes.
only takeaway you have from today. Sorry.
That's so true. Thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chandana.
You're welcome, sweethearts. So Manleen and I just wanted to do this little thing here and get you all to get a little taste of what relationships are and what they can do for you and what you can be with greater ease with relationships. And we do have
Harsha has a question. Are you there?
Manleen, is it the 16th, darling?
Yeah, it's on the 15th.
16th,
Can
right?
you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. So 16th.
Just one more question. Harsha has a
Yeah.
question. I have one belief that online classes don't work for me. I'm destroying and uncreating, but still doesn't. I don't get the clearing.
Okay, so I can always ask you to pocket pod that point of view, but somehow I'd like you to keep it. I'd like you to keep that point of view. I mean, do you know how much you could receive if you start going on to online classes? You know, I had the same point of view, so I really get what you're saying. I had the same point of view. I mean, I remember during the SOP class, we could have done it online from sitting in Delhi. Remember, Manleen, when you did it online?
I did it online.
Yeah, and she told me, why don't you just do it online? I said, no, I don't believe in online classes. How can you get energy through a phone or through a laptop? What rubbish. I'm not doing it. And I flew all the way to Santa Barbara because I didn't believe in online classes. So it's really not just you, sweetheart. It's a lot of us who have that point of view. Because this is something that's irrational. It's crazy. I mean, you're sitting across somebody who's sitting in a completely different country and you're receiving. That's because we don't believe that energy in the oneness. We don't believe in energy, in all of us being energy. Because in our reality, it's about matter, time, space. Matter, time, space, and energy, right? So it's about the meshed reality, which is matter, energy, space, and time. So time matters, matter matters. But us being the infinite beings that we are and the way we live, it's all about energy, space, and consciousness. About the ESC. And that's what we receive, even if you're miles and miles away from each other. So I hope that kind of gave you a little more clarity on online classes, darling. It's not about choosing an online class over a live class. Now it's more fun to be on live. I love live classes. I mean, what I can receive in live classes, my point of view, is a lot of fun. Yet an online class, any online class that I have chosen has changed so much for me. It has changed so much for me. And I know I have a lot of people on this call right now who have done a lot of online classes.
Can I share my experience?
Yes, please.
Well, guys, just for last 23 days, I have been in dengue, and thanks to a lot of people around the world in Access who I do not know and who cannot come to my place, of course. But with all the clearing and energy, I managed to go and dance yesterday and take classes of Latino and Afro dancing for people and assist others yesterday for 4 hours. And that was day before yesterday. I was having watery stools, and I was just recommended to just go for a access bar and body MTVSS swab by Radna. And Chandna gave me the gaslighting clearance, and so many things, so many people did. So here I am.
Wow. Phenomenal.
There is some disconnect between me and my Zoom right now, and I am not able to fix the energy. When I speak, I am not able to see. I don't know if you people are able to see how I look in the camera. So somehow either my speech goes or my camera works. Hope you guys don't mind. I hope the message is communicated.
Yes,
Yes, please. Thank you.
that is such a phenomenon and empowering, Rupesh.
And I got bumped off the call.
I think so. Channa is
Yeah.
not there on the call now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, Manleen. It was a phenomenal sharing of the creating beyond
Thank you, guys. Thank
with
you for being here.
relationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Manli,
was.
can we have the recording of this call also?
Yes, yes, yes. You will get it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
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 you.
you,
you.
Thank you to
Manleen,
you
for
too.
Thank you.
creating.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chandana.
Thank you, Chandana.
I know. Thank you.
Uh,
Chandana.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing.